This is Leadership TikTok live session, and this is a leadership in human development and nation building, where we help people to live a life of purpose, a life of victory, and a life of fulfillment. Yes, that's our core. We help people to live a life of purpose, a life of victory, and a life of fulfillment. You deserve joy. You deserve purpose. You deserve to be victorious. And you deserve to be fulfilled. You deserve it. My name is Dapsy. I am here for few things to help people live a life of purpose, to help people live a life of victory, to show people to live a life of fulfillment. With this, you'll be secured and you'll be stable in yourself. You will love yourself for who you are, for what you have become. And then implicitly, the society, our world, your community, your neighborhood, your family will become a better place, a better environment to habit. My name is Dapsy again, and you're welcome to this Leadership TikTok live session. I'm speaking to you live from Dublin, local time 5:58. Yeah, Dublin, Ireland. And I'm glad you're joining. Timmy Mark, John Markin, John Markin and Michael Walker. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate you all. Harry, thank you for joining. It's a leadership TikTok live session. And I tell you, see, I'm not promising, I'm making an affirmation that the little time you spend here is a 60-minute session, but whatever time you have at your disposal to spend on this session, on this TikTok live session, you will for sure hold on to something that will make you a better person. You will definitely hold on to something that will transform you. I'm not promising, I'm assuring you. Tonight's topic, tonight's subject, without wasting no time, tonight's topic is the 3 realities that cause greatness. There are 3 realities that cause greatness. So I want to show you the 3 realities. And then before we proceed, I'll have to define greatness for you because, words, they are vague and people don't understand what words are. And we tend to, be on different pages with the same word. So I have to define this word so we all can be on page as to what this word greatness is. The 3 realities that cause greatness. That's today's subject. But before we talk about the realities that cause this greatness, we need to understand what greatness is itself. And that's what we'll be discussing first. My name is Dapsy. You are welcome on board to this TikTok live session. It's a leadership in human development and nation building TikTok live session. And I tell you that as you join, as you stay on this session, you're going to glean on something that will transform you, something that will make you a better person. Becoming a better person is not a one-off thing. It's not a one-off event. It's a line by line, page by page, day by day, week in, week out. That's how you become. That's how you mold like a reptile out. And then you become a person, a better person that you always wanted. And when you look back at your former self, after many months, after many weeks, when you look back at your former self, you won't be able to recognize who you were before. Because there will be a large gap between who you are now as a result of what you have become by listening to these life transforming words and what you were before. It will be like a night and day, honestly. So you're welcome on board. My name is Dapsy. So I said today's subject matter is 3 realities that cause greatness. And I said before we can talk about these 3 realities that cause greatness, we have to define what greatness is so we all can be on page. What is greatness? I define greatness here as a positive impact to the world. Greatness is a positive impact. It's not just impact to the world, it's a positive, we are specific, it's a positive impact to the world. And I want to tell you, greatness in 2 words, I want to sum greatness up in 2 words, is positive giving. Positive giving. Whatever you want to give, whatever that giving means to you, it could be physical things, it could be tangible things, and it could be intangible things, like what I'm dishing out now. What I'm giving to you is intangible. So when you give anything positive, you are great. Please don't let anybody lie to you. Don't let anybody dissuade you. When you are giving anything positive, know that you are great. Let me tell you something. That greatness starts from your mind. It doesn't start physically. It starts from your mind. So when you are giving anything whatsoever, whether tangible or intangible, positive thing to your society, to your creation, to your nation, to your community, to your neighborhood, to people, forget it. You are great. Take my words for me. You are great. I tell you, when you are giving positively, you are great. And it might not even manifest. It doesn't manifest at first physically. It manifests first in your mind. In your mind. Then from your mind, then it translates to the physical. That's how it works. So I say greatness here is defined as the positive impact to the world. Greatness is positive impact to the world. And I said the degree to which you positively impact is your degree of greatness. Now, the degree to which you positively impact your world will determine your degree of greatness. The degree to which you positively impact your world will be your degree or your level of greatness. You see that? The degree to which you positively impact your world will be the degree or the level of your greatness. What is greatness? Greatness is positive impact to your world. So the degree at which you impact your world positively will determine your level of greatness. The significance of your positive impartation to your world determines your own personal greatness. It determines how great you are. I hope you're following me. Now, I wrote here that from this definition, you discover that greatness is about others and not you. From this definition, I said greatness is defined as positive impact to your world. Now, from this definition, you will know that greatness is not about you. You must have that understanding that greatness is not about you. It is about others. In simple terms, I'm going to be very simple as much as possible for your comprehension. Greatness is not about you. If you think greatness is about you, then you are not getting the right description of greatness. Then that is not greatness. Once anything you're doing is about yourself, then it is no more greatness. I don't know what name it's called, but if it is about yourself, it is no longer greatness. Greatness must be about others. It's about others. That's a simple term of greatness. Your positive impact to the world, your positive impact, your positive giving, your positive contribution to your world. That is greatness. Even though it's not manifesting yet as to the way the world interprets or define greatness, that is where it starts from your mind. Hmm. Hmm. And I said that it is very tempting. You see, let me tell you something, people. It is very tempting to always want to be about ourselves. Why? Because that is our default. It's a default of our body. It's a default of our flesh. You always want to, do things about yourself. I mean, do things because of yourself. Yes, it's natural. I want you to know that you don't beat up yourself for this. Don't crucify yourself because of this. Don't feel bad because of this. Is a nature, is a reality that befalls all of us. All of us, all human. It's a reality that befalls us. We want things because of our own self. Our passion, our aspiration is usually want to be driven by our own, for the sake of our own self. And I define greatness that greatness must not be about you. If it is about you, it is no longer greatness. Greatness is simply about other people. That is what greatness is. Giving to others. That's greatness. But people It is unnatural. I want to tell you, it is unnatural for us to think about other people. It is natural for you to think about yourself. So you need to be intentional now. This is where intentionality comes in. You need to be intentional and deliberate and be disciplined to not respond to your natural default, which is wanting to be about your own self. It takes discipline, it takes intentionality, and it takes being deliberate to be unnatural about your natural default. Yes, which is wanting to satisfy yourself, wanting to give, or wanting to do things and center everything around your own self. So you have to be intentional to live a life of giving positively, of contributing positively, of giving out positively to your world. It takes a lot of intentionality. It takes a lot of being deliberate, and being disciplined to do that. That is greatness. Giving to others. Giving to others. That's greatness. Now, here is the balance. I have to balance what I just said now. When we say greatness, it's thinking about others and not yourself. When we say greatness is thinking about others and not about yourself, this does not mean that you should neglect yourself. This is the balance. I'm trying to balance what I said earlier, that greatness is about others, not about yourself. But you must know that this greatness, which is about others, not yourself, does not mean that you should neglect yourself while thinking about others. That's the balance. You don't neglect yourself while you are thinking about others, which is a definition of greatness. You don't neglect yourself. As a matter of fact, your priority is that you must take care of yourself first. You must take care of yourself first before you look after others, because you can't give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. You see now, that is sort of contradictory. I said greatness is about looking after others, giving to others, not about yourself. And I said before you do that, you must look after yourself. So it seems as though it's contradictory right now. So there's a thin line. Is a thin line between you thinking about others, and then because of you thinking about others, which is greatness, the fundamental of greatness, you must also take care of yourself at first. A thin line between it. That line is thin, that it can easily be crossed. You can easily cross it to the other side. In the process of thinking about others, being, exercising greatness, practicing or exhibiting greatness, thinking about others, you might cross the line and forget about yourself. No, that is not greatness. In the process of looking after others, contributing positively to the society, to your neighborhood, to your community, you must also remember that your responsibility, your number one responsibility, is to take care of yourself. You must look after yourself. Take care of your health. Yes, look after your health. Develop capacity. Look after your health. Develop capacity. It's a thin line. So you must know when to draw the line, the thin line. That in the process of looking after others, I do not neglect myself. No, that's not greatness. So you must also balance it up that way. While you are looking after yourself, you don't look after yourself selfishly. You see that? You don't look after yourself selfishly, because we also need to balance it again. This is the third, and this is the second balancing, rather. We have to balance it, because some people who do not even have that, they don't have the mind to give to others. They don't have that attitude of giving to others in terms of greatness, contributing positively to others. They don't have that mind. They tend to hide under the guise of, no, I have to take care of myself. They do not have the interest of greatness. They only have they like the idea of greatness, but they don't have the interest of sacrifice that greatness demand, which is about others. So they hide under the guise of, I have to take care of myself first. That's not the people we're talking about. As much as we know that greatness demands sacrifice, which is looking after others. If you want to look after others, if you want to give to others, if you want to give to people, contribute positively, whatever thing you are contributing to others, to the society, to your neighborhood, to people, whatever thing you are doing, contributing, it demands sacrifice. Naturally, it demands sacrifice. So, because it does demand sacrifice, does not mean that you neglect yourself. That's the balance. But for sure, it demands sacrifice for you to give to others positively, for you to contribute positively. It demands sacrifice. But you must not neglect yourself in this process. You must understand that to give to others, to contribute positively, demands that you yourself, who wants to contribute positively, must be a value. And how do you build this value? You must be healthy. Yes, you must take care of your health. You must take care of yourself. Number one, your health. And then you must develop your capacity for you to what? To dish out, to dispel wisdom, to dispel good commodities, to dispel good tangibility onto people, onto humans. It demands that you yourself must build capacity. As a matter of fact, your love for people, your love to wanting to contribute whatever thing, or positive contribution to your society would be your driving force to want to take care of yourself first. It will be the driving force to want to look after yourself, because it is one who is looked after. It is one who is healthy that can what? That can develop capacity, and then that can impact his world or her world positively. You see that now? Beware of people who are hiding under the guise of, I have to take care of myself first, but do not have the mind of living a life of greatness. They only like the idea. They like the idea of greatness, but they are not ready to pay the price of greatness. And they hide under the guise of, I want to take care of myself. Beware of those people. These are not the people that I'm talking about. When people who are genuine, who genuinely want to contribute to the world positively, these people who are great, they are referred to great people contributing positively to your world. This kind of people, they know that there is sacrifice that demands contributing positively to my world, and I'm ready to pay, and I'm ready to pay that sacrifice. You see that? So beware of those people who hide under that cover, who cover up of, they use the cover of, oh, I have to take care of myself first. No, these are not the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who are ready to pay the price, who are ready to pay the price of greatness, contributing positively to your community. But then they know that they have to take care of themselves. It's not being selfish now. In these people that I'm talking about, it's not that you are selfish. It's a mandatory thing that you have to take care of yourself. Yes, it's not that you being selfish. Don't beat up yourself for that. I'm not talking about those who are covering up, who do not want to participate, but just like the idea of greatness. No, I'm talking about people who are dedicated and ready to go in for it, contributing positively to their community, to their society, impacting positively the world, and are ready to pay the price, sacrifice for the world. Yes, these are the people I'm talking about. That when they say that I have to take care of myself, for genuinely, yes, it is not being selfish. It is not that you're selfish. It is the right thing to do. You have to take care of yourself before you can give to others. You have to look after yourself. So today's topic, like I was saying, before we entered into describing greatness, the three fundamental realities that force greatness out of humanity. There are three fundamental There are three fundamental. There are three fundamentals that force greatness out of humanity. I want you to pay attention to this part. I want you to pay a rapt attention. You see, the greatness that you see around the world, they are made from these three fundamentals that I'm about to give you. The innovations, the inventions, the greatness you see around the world, the ideas that rule the world, they all came from these three fundamental realities. And number one of it is curiosity. Curiosity. Three realities that force greatness out of humanity. See, greatness does not just come, it is forced out of humanity. I wrote here that I can't remember. I wrote here that greatness is not born from comfort, but it brings comfort. Listen again. I said greatness is not born from comfort, but it brings comfort. Greatness is born out of sacrifice. Greatness is born out of discomfort, but it brings comfort. That's the irony of greatness. It is born out of discomfort, but it brings comfort. That's what greatness does. So I said that greatness is forced out of human within these three fundamental realities. Number one, I said curiosity. What is curiosity? Curiosity is being inquisitive. I wrote here, let me define the way I define it here. Curiosity is the desire for knowledge. Curiosity is your desire for knowledge, your inquisitiveness. Yes. How your thirst is for knowledge, how your inquisitiveness is, your questions, your why. You are challenging the status quo. Yes, that's curiosity, that you are curious. You are wondering, why is this about this? What is it about this? Why is this so? For instance, sometimes you just sit down on yourself, your own self, and probably meditating. You might not call it meditating, but you're meditating on your own self. And then you begin to ask that, who created the world? How did the world come about? Where do we go from here? Is there any other world aside here? Can we fly like birds? All those silly questions. I want to tell you, they are not silly questions. These are questions that are born innovations. These are questions that are born inventions. These are questions that are born ideas that rule the world. So when you see yourself asking questions that sound silly, don't beat yourself up for that. Keep asking those, in quotes, silly questions, because out of those silly questions come great ideas. Out of those silly questions come great things that rule the world, that make the world a better place. So when you sit down meditating and seem as though some silly questions keep popping up your head, let those silly questions keep coming up. Let them keep coming up. They are not silly in their own, but they may sound silly to you, but they are actually not silly. I tell you, out of those seemingly silly questions in your mind, greatness is born. Greatness is born. Pay attention to those questions that well up from inside of you while you are alone. Pay attention to those questions, silly, seemingly foolish questions. Now, pay attention to those questions. It's called curiosity. Why is this so? You are challenging the status quo. Why is this so? Why is this thing like this? Why do we have to do it this way? Why can't we do it this way? Those questions, the curiosity, this is where inventions, this is where great ideas, this is where innovations, this is where things, ideas that transit generations, this is where they are born. Pay attention to what is in your mind. The questions, silly questions. Pay attention to those silly questions. Pay attention. It's called curiosity. And out of it, development, human development is formed. Out of it, scientific transformation. Out of it, technological development, technological advancements are born. You see that? Number one, three realities that force greatness out of human. Number one of it is curiosity. I hope I hope you are getting something. I hope you are gaining something out of what we are dishing out. So now I'm admonishing you as you are listening to me. Let your curiosity, let it drive new ideas in you. Let your curiosity, don't waste your curiosity. Don't waste it. Whatever you can think of is a reality. No matter how idiotic it might sound or it might look, is a reality. Don't waste your curiosity. Pay attention to it, even though foolish. Pay attention to it. Something great can be born out of it. Am I speaking to someone? You have been thinking, why am I thinking this way? You are asking yourself that, am I insane? I'm telling you categorically, you are not. You are one of the rare humans that the world need. Yes. You are one of the rare humans that the world need. Pay attention to those idiotic, to those crazy thoughts. And I'm talking about positive crazy thoughts. Yes, they must sound crazy, but they are positive and they are thoughts that will transform the civilization of men positively. Pay attention to those curiosity of yours. You are not insane. You are well. You are absolutely well. And as a matter of fact, you are rare. Absolutely. Number two. I said three realities that force greatness out of human. Greatness don't just come out. They are forced out. Just like in our nature, wine is pressed out of crushing, out of pressing olive, then you get wine. Crude oil is passed through the refinery and is made to go through all kind of stress, strain, distillation until we get gasoline, until we get all this natural refined products, kerosene, gas, petroleum, and all of diesel and all of those our daily life usable products. We get them because the crude oil passed through a lot of crushing and pressing. The same thing, gold. The same thing, rare earth metals. We don't just get all of those things. They are made to pass through rigorous chemical, physical process before they become usable, before they become a product that can meet our need as humans. So the same way it happens to this inanimate, it happens to humans that are living beings as well. It happens to all the same thing. So what is the second reality that forces greatness out of human? Number one, curiosity. Number two is crisis. Number two is crisis. As bad as it sounds, I know crisis. Nobody wants crisis. Nobody wants it. But I want to tell you, crisis is an inevitable in the world of men. We must come to terms with it. Yeah. You can decide to not be curious. You can decide as human to not be curious, to not meditate, to not think of anything, but you cannot decide. You can't decide when it comes to crisis. You can't decide that. It's an inevitable. So because this crisis is inevitable, there must be another side of it that we can make use of. And that is what we are here to discuss. The other side of crisis. The other side of it is that it forces human out of the fear of hurt. It forces us to be innovative. It forces us, it demands from us to be creative. And as a result, there is transformation, there is technological development, there is innovation, there is invention. out of crisis. So many people, they have built wealth. So many people have built riches. So many things, good things have been built out of crisis. I can't count. Talking about after World War II or during the World War II, it demands a lot of sacrifice under pressure that you need to develop some certain scientific products out of pressure during the war, and it forced inventions, scientific inventions out. For instance, the use of transfusion of blood. Yes, because the wounded soldiers on the battlefield, they needed blood. So immediately, the invention, scientific invention of transfusion of blood or blood bank came about because there is need for it for wounded soldiers on the battlefield. You need to replace the blood that is lost on the battlefield. So there come the innovations, the invention of blood bank. You see that? Another one is the sanitary pad. Yeah. We use that. We don't want to use that to bandage. That's what the sanitary pad is used for. That our ladies use now. It was initially from the time of World War, it is used to bandage, to like an absorbent, to absorb blood of the wounded soldiers on the battlefield. That is what it's used for. So all of these things force a lot of innovations. Talking about the information technology, transmuting information, communication, it demands that we need to come out, that scientists need to come out and then, under pressure, quickly come up with an idea on how to communicate, on how to evade any jamming of communication by the enemies, by the force of the enemies. Because the enemies will want to jam the communication system so that the soldiers, the military force will not be able to communicate and then align. So they need to devise a way of evading jamming of communication. Is a scientific innovation that is made about due to pressure of war, crisis. You see that? Crisis, nobody wants it. Nobody likes it because it's really horrible, but it is inevitable in our world. Actually, absolutely, it is inevitable in our world. But so then we can look at the other side of crisis, the good side of crisis. As bad as it is, there's a good side of it if we can see, and which is what we are discussing today. It bets innovation, it bets invention, it bets so many beautiful things that makes the world a better place that we have today. Are you following? Look at your life. You have to turn your pain to power. I'm speaking to you right now. It's not just World War II. It's not just World War I. Now, look at your life. You can turn your pain. You can turn it to power. You can turn your pain. You can turn it to gain. It is a reality. I'm not just saying this with words of mouth. I'm speaking a counsel to you that it is a reality. It is possible for you to turn your pain to gain. Turn your pain to power. Don't waste your pain. Don't waste it. It's a crisis and it can be used as an innovation to birth. It can be used as an ingredient to birth great things. You can use your pain to teach others and lead them onto greatness. Yes. What are you using your pain for? Are you making wise use of your pain? Pain in the world of men is inevitable. So you have to look at the other side of pain, which is the good side of it. Are you turning that pain to gain? What does not kill you makes you stronger. It's true. And how do you do this? It's not just words of mouth. How do you turn your pain to gain? First thing is to make a decision. Make that decision. It's not just the words of mouth. I don't leave you to just to a vague affirmation. I am very deliberate and I'm meticulous about what I say to you. Turn your pain to power. Turn your pain to gain. Make wise use of your pain. How? Number one, make decision. Decide. Number two, be determined that I will be consistent with this decision that I have made. Number three, be disciplined, to be committed, to be diligent to this decision of diligence that you have made. Number one, make a decision. Number two, be determined. Number three, be disciplined. Then every other thing follows suit. That's number two. The three things that force greatness out of human. Three things, three realities that force greatness out of human. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate you. What are we discussing today? Greatness, the realities that force greatness. No matter all the inventions you see in our world today, they are forced out of these three fundamental realities. Curiosity, crisis, and the third one that I'm about to give is mistake. Mistake is almost similar to crisis, but it's similar in a way that mistakes are inevitable in the world of men. Mistakes, just like crisis, they are inevitable in the world of men. You cannot do. As a matter of fact, mistake is an ingredient of greatness. Yes, is an ingredient of greatness. Without mistake, fear someone who is great without mistake. You cannot even see. You can't see someone without a mistake that is great. Is inevitable. So make use. Now, what I'm trying to tell you now is that it is inevitable. And there can be good mistakes and there can be bad mistakes. But now, it is out of this mistake that we have another level of innovation. You can ask the scientists. This one is a reality of scientists. And not just scientists, even our life, your life, whatever mistake you have made, I want to tell you that you can make beauty out of that mistake. It's not the end. Mistake is not the end of you. Mistake is not the end of me. I can make beauty. I can make greatness. I can make innovation. I can make life-transforming ideas out of my mistake. It's a reality. It is true. You can do the same thing too. Don't be afraid to make mistake. Don't be afraid. It is inevitable in the world of men. Mistake is an ingredient. It's part of what makes you great. Because there is something that greatness, that mistake will teach you that success can never teach you. There is something that mistake, it is only mistake that can teach you. Success can never. That is why when you make mistake, don't beat up yourself. Pick up yourself. Get back up. Because mistakes is not just an ingredient of greatness. Mistake now, this is the beauty of mistake. Mistake lead to greatness. Your mistake, not that it can be used for your greatness. That's one part of mistake. Mistake now can lead you. You thinking you are making mistake, whereas you are led to ideas. You are led to technological improvement, technological advancement. You are led to transformation that would be a lifesaver to the whole world. Let me say it again. Mistake is not just an ingredient of greatness. It's not just a part of what makes greatness. No. The beauty, one of the beautiful things of mistake is that it leads you thinking you are making mistake, but it leads you to the path, leads you to that innovation, leads you to that idea, leads you to that technological advancement that is like a lifesaver to the whole world. Scientists understand this a lot. Let me give you a very good example. Our household product, Coca-Cola, in 1886, John Pemberton in Atlanta, Georgia, was performing an experiment. The Coca-Cola you drink today was as a result of an experimental mistake. Yes. Atlanta, Georgia, 1886, John Pemberton, he was performing an experiment, wanted to make something. Not that his mistake is an ingredient, is part of the ingredient of his greatness, but that mistake was what produced Coca-Cola and what we all have as our household worldwide today. You see that? What about your microwave? Your microwave is as a result of a mistake. The microwave that you use at home is as a result of a mistake. Don't waste your mistake. Don't waste your mistake. Don't jettison your mistake. Don't beat up yourself because you made a mistake. Don't cast yourself out because you made a mistake. Mistake leads to greatness. Mistake is not that it's part of the ingredient of greatness. It leads to greatness. Just like John Pemberton to produce Coca-Cola, which is a household product today. Just like a microwave that you use in your home today is a leading of mistake that form a gigantic, life-transforming innovation and inventions around the world that is a lifesaver. My communication tonight, thank you all for joining. My communication tonight is that I want you all to see curiosity, crisis, and mistake, which are a reality in our own personal life. If you have lived up to 15 years on this earth, you must have experienced one, if not all of these realities: curiosity, crisis, and mistakes. If you have lived up to 10, 15 years on this earth, you must have experienced one or all of this. My question to you is that, what is that innovation that is born out of your crisis? What is that great idea? What is that invention that is born out of your curiosity? What is that great idea? What is that great thing which will make our world, which will make our society, your community, our neighborhood, our nation a better place? What is that innovation that is born out of your crisis? What is that thing that is born out of your mistake? Don't waste it. Make use of these things. They are a reality that frame our world and make our world a better place. And I tell you that as you focus on these things, as you pay attention on your crisis, you pay attention on your curiosity, and you pay attention on your mistakes, great ideas, great things that frame the world, greatness on its own will be born out of you. My name again is Dapsy. I'm speaking here live from Dublin, Ireland. Local time 6:41. Thank you all for joining. It's a leadership in human development and nation building live session. And I believe that you have been able to glean one or two things out of what we've been talking about for the past over 30 minutes now. This is a leadership TikTok live session that help people to live a life of purpose. That's the core. To live a life of purpose, a life of victory, and a life of fulfillment. Yes. These three things, they are built methodically in humans. They are built methodically in our society. They don't just happen. No good thing happened by mistake. They are built. Yes, you build it. So to live a life of purpose, to live a life of victory and a life of fulfillment does not happen by chance. You program it. You go for it. You set your eyes on it and then you go for it. Which is what we are doing here today. I hope you have been able to glean one or two things. And thank you all for joining. I'm speaking here live from Dublin, and we do this every Friday, 6 p.m. local time, Ireland, to 7 p.m. Wherever you're joining us from in the world, I really appreciate your time out. And I'm glad and I believe that you have been able to learn one or two things, which makes our life a better one. And then implicitly, our society and our nation a better place to dwell. Thank you very much. I remain yours truly, Dapsy. So till we see you again next week, be good. Thank you. Bye. Gary's Heart, thank you all for joining. Thank you. See you next week. Cheers.